userXgaming, and I'm Cameron Drake, and this is Throwback Thursday, and this is a look at the home version of Double Dragon. And with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right in. Once I get the right button, there we go. As you see, one difference already is the graphics were downgraded, and also another difference is this is set to a 2-button format instead of a 3. Another will be quite apparent once you see, once I get a little bit further. One of the things you'll notice is the hearts on the bottom. Those are actually what level of fighting skill you're at, which was another change they made. Not sure why they did it, but it became like you had to level up compared to the arcade version, which there was no leveling system at all. And you saw I just leveled up. Another change they made also is whenever you see the thumb pop up, you end up losing your weapon. The home edition also carried 2 modes of play, which I'll show you once we get to a certain point. You see, I just lost my weapon. Whoa, hello. As you see, the stage layout is a little bit different than between the stage layout is different between the arcade and the home editions. But there I am, level 3. So you want to play that game. Instead of a transition like you would in the arcade, they go to these menu screens. That little tart. That's one thing that changed between the home and the arcade was how cheap some of the enemies were. Instead of spawning where you died, you have to start over the section, as you just saw. As you can tell, weapons became a staple of beat-em-ups following Double Dragon. Even into the following generation, which was the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. One fact that'd be really oddly pointed out is that Double Dragon had a team-up with Rare's own Battletoads series. It was beloved by the fans, and there ended up being, I believe, 3 different versions of that game. Because Nintendo itself was on end of life, yet Super Nintendo was still in its heyday, so it ended up going on both of them and the Sega Genesis, if I remember correctly. As you see, in a lot of cases, the bosses of the stages before end up becoming normal enemies later in the game. That wasn't evident in the arcade edition. That was something that was also carried over to the home editions. Or edition, I should say. Because really, the Famicom, or Nintendo, was the only home console, other than the, at least in the United States. Over in Japan, the Mega Drive, or the Master, I should say, the Master System, yeah. Sega Master was also in its prime at the same time. The Mega Drive, or the Genesis, became a heavy competitor to the Super Nintendo. Now we're getting to one of, oh, and as you see, when you lose in Double Dragon on this version, there are no continues. Even though I had made it to Mission 3. I forgot about that. Sadly. Right? And with that being the case, I'm going to show you Mode B as well. Mode B is, strangely enough, we're going to go with Billy versus Billy. As you see, you get a slightly different model with their fighting mode. I just went down for the count. But that is Double Dragon in a nutshell for the home edition. Considering where we're at, I could. Wow, I'm actually at a loss. I thought I'd get further. Oh well. I'm going to take this moment to actually show you how I ended up with the home edition. Because you know, with the ACA by Hamster, they ported over the arcade edition over to the modern consoles. The home editions actually became available through a collection called the Double Dragon and Kunio-kun Retro Brawler Bundle. It became the availability of Double Dragon also came with the home version of Double Dragon 2, The Revenge, one of my favorites, Double Dragon 3, Renegade, which is funny because Renegade was also a port over of an actual different game. But that being said, we got Super Dodgeball, River City Ransom, as well as Crash and the Boys. These were American releases. Renegade was the American release of this particular game. Nekietsu Renegade Kunio-kun. And, well, you saw with Super Dodgeball, there's the Japanese version, which was Neketsu High School Dodgeball, where Kunio-kun actually goes to high school at. Then we got Downtown Neketsu Story, which for us was River City Ransom. And you see quite a few of the high school club games. But it's a really nice collection. It's not really that large. So let's see. Here we go for release dates. You'll see right here. So actually, these came first, then Double Dragon. So you see. Anyway, I am CamerinDrake, and this is userXgaming, and have a wonderful day.